Hey, you guys, this is Prophetic Power, and my name is Prophetess Kaylee. This is just going to be a quick word, but I had to get on and release this because the amount of marriage confirmations that the Lord is starting to give is literally like consuming half of my day, you guys. So it is just getting so much closer for many of you than it ever has been before. I'm going to get right into the title of this word, and the title of this word is going to be just like short and sweet, but given in marriage is going to be the title of the word to give in marriage. Okay. Um, Again, you guys, not every prophetic word is for everybody. So take this back to the Lord for confirmation. If you are in this season, this shouldn't necessarily be something new for you. You should already have some kind of understanding or some kind of confirmation that this is your word. But yes, take it back to the Lord for confirmation. Anyways, so I'm working and I see the number 1548 and it's screaming at me. So I search it up really quick in the Strong's Concordance. And it literally means give in marriage or given in marriage. And I'm like, holy moly, Lord, like, this is crazy. Like, this is just the first number of the day that the Lord has given me that I'm taking time to look up. And I just released a word last night on how soon this is coming. And like the Lord is saying, yes, any day now. But that number in the Strong's Concordance means to give in marriage. It means to marry off a daughter. Okay. It means the deliberate act of arranging or permitting a marriage, especially the action of a parent or guardian who hands over a son or daughter to a spouse. So, covenantally in the Old Testament or biblically, usually, like the daughters would stay under their father's covering. So until a woman is married, she's technically still under her father's covering or her guardian's covering. But what happens when you would be given over in marriage, you literally are handing over the authority and the covenantal responsibility to the partner or the God ordained spouse. So what the Lord is saying, so for many of you, I don't know, like if either you're concerned about if their family will accept you or if you're concerned if your family will accept them. I know for me in the past, like I've had some failed relationships, so my father's extremely overprotective of me. And I was already concerned, like, whenever it comes time for a relationship to come into my life, like he can be extremely, leery. And my dad is also a pastor, he's a man of God. And I was just like, when you really like somebody or you're hearing from the Lord and then you tell somebody about it and they're either not necessarily convinced or they're doubting, or they're just being overprotective. And that's not something I really, want to deal with. I want him to be excited. I want, like, my parents were married my whole entire life. I'm in my 30s and, it's my time. And I know it's just because my dad wants the best for me. But what this is saying is like they are literally going to they're going to arrange and permit it. So there may be some people in your life that you're concerned about them accepting this marriage, but the Lord is saying that they're going to permit it. And what's going to happen is the covenant responsibility and the authority is going to be transferred to your partner. And there's some scriptures that it references here. And it's just talking about covenant purity. And the Lord also wants me to stress that just because it's your God ordained partner, be careful to keep your purity, right? Like, don't just fall into sin or temptation because it's your God ordained spouse, because there will be consequences for that. Like, the Lord loves you, He wants to bless you, and He wants to bless that marriage, that union with purity. So wait, it's also a warning. Exodus 34:16. Israel is warned not to give in marriage daughters or sons to the Canaanites, lest they lead God's people into idolatry. And like Ezra and Nehemiah talks about, sending away your foreign wives or husbands because they will lead your children to serve other gods. Look what happened with Solomon. I preached a whole sermon at a conference a couple of weeks ago, and it was literally on idolatry. And relationships that the Lord had not ordained for our lives. And so sometimes we think a person is for us, and then we're so blinded by emotion, or lust or whatever it is, just the feeling of not wanting to be alone and just wanting to be with that person, that we don't realize that they're not necessarily a true servant of God. And then they bring idolatry into your life, into your children's lives, and the anger of the Lord will burn against you. So take it to confirmation. If you're seeing, toxic traits from this person, or just like, there's a lot of, comments that I read, and honestly, like, I want you guys to be sure that this is who the Lord is showing you as your God ordained spouse. He will confirm it to you, to where you know. But God is not a God of confusion. So if you're in a place of confusion, this person's being like verbally abusive to you, like, that's not God's will for your life, okay? He has the perfect person for you. So wait for him to reveal it, okay? Yeah, it says right here, Nehemiah 13:25. Nehemiah contends with those who had given in marriage to foreign families, okay? So the Lord is stressing vigilance over mixed marriages. Not to say that the Lord can't bless and change some people, but the Lord does not want you marrying into like just a whole random, different religion, culture, because, it can lead you into idolatry. Solomon was the wisest man who ever lived, and he still fell into idolatry because of these foreign women that he could not stop wanting. But yeah, you guys, that's the confirmation I wanted to give to you. The Lord is giving you away in marriage, and your families are going to approve of it. Their families are going to approve of it. The covenant responsibility is going to shift to your God ordained partner, and they're going to be responsible for you, and vice versa. You're going to be responsible for them. So it's like, your responsibilities, don't get me wrong, family is always going to be a part of your life, your parents, but your main responsibility shifts, or your parents' main responsibility, or that covering shifts to your spouse. The Bible says that the two would leave their mother and father and become one. So they become your primary family when that happens. Okay, that's all I have for today, you guys. I have an appointment later this afternoon, but I do have more words to release. You guys, leave me some comments if this spoke to you. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And if you can think of somebody that would be blessed by this, share it out with them. My email's in the description of my channel, and also ways to sow into my ministry. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you again soon.